Hello, and welcome to the next in our series, where we are looking at what it means to be born again, what it means to be able to see with God's eyes. For me, I think the Celtic Christians really got this right, with the idea that we see God in all things and in all ways. And so it's about taking the time to, for example, appreciate the flowers. It's having that moment where we drive more slowly because we're driving home and there's an amazingly beautiful sunset. It's making dinner with an appreciation that you have food and that you have this extraordinary gift of being able to cook for your family. It's about turning your mindset to see God's grace and God's beauty in all the ordinary things. And when we do that, when we begin to see things actively in a different way, we start to live and be in the world in a different way. A lot of the time as Christians, we tend to be very much like a candle that isn't lit. We tend to be very much like the rest of the world. And we think that's fine, and it is, it's not a bad thing. We live in the world as everybody else does, but we have this added thing of faith. But really, being born again is to be filled with the Spirit and to be a light, just as the candle is. And we actively do that by engaging with all the things around us, seeing them through God's eyes. So it's about coming into work in the morning and recognizing that the people that you work with are special and important and precious because that's how God sees them. It's about getting to the end of the day and having gratitude that you can make this meal for your family. It's about not rushing past a beautiful flower, but just taking 1 minute to appreciate it. There was a famous Christian nun, a Celtic abbess, Sister Birgit, and she had a prayer that she would pray when she milked the cow. And then there is a different prayer that she would pray when she made the oats. It was this idea that every single activity that we do can be so steeped in God that we see God in the small things. And we see the small things as God sees them. And when we begin to do that, we change our mindset. We move away from all the things that don't work and all the things that are falling apart and all the things that we complain about to appreciating all the amazing things that are around us. And in this way, we begin to live as working contemplatives, as people who live in the world, who do the things of the world, but who see everything through God's eyes. And I believe that when we all begin to do that more consciously, we will collectively bring about a change in our world. And we will be able to become parts of the solution and a lot less a part of the group of people that complain that things are not going the way we want them to. I hope that this gives you something to think with, something to pray with, that together we can turn our world around and begin to create the kind of space that God is dreaming into being. Amen.